Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining Srimad Bhagavatam Sangha and attentive japa a bit later on. So let's continue. We're on the topic of Vṛtrāsura. It's a very, very interesting pastime. And we're talking about the son of Twista, Vishwarup. He became the guru of the demigods to help them win back their kingdom from the Asuras, which they did do. But then, because Vishwarup was half demon, half human, he had an inclination for the demons as well. He was attracted to them from his mother's side. So he was doing some yajnas for them. Indra found out and he killed him. Now, he actually killed a Brahman and also killed his spiritual master. That's two in one, really big, big reaction, which he did get. And he shared it between the various entities, earth, trees, women, like that. He shared his reactions. He suffered for 1 year, then he shared them. So we'll continue from here. Now, these reactions did not finish there. Twista, the father of Vishwarup, he called upon a demon to Yajna to kill Indra. And that's what we're going to start now. And they've seen, the demigods have seen the demon, and he's very ferocious, and they realize that they don't really have much chance against him. So what do you do when everything else fails? You turn to the Lord, because he is the ultimate protection. He is the ultimate protector. So they've gone to Narayan, Lord Narayan, for help, and they're praying to him. So the demigods offer praise to the. Oh, by the way, before I start, welcome back, Sureshya Mataji. I hope you're feeling well, and we did miss you in all these days, and I'm glad you've been able to come back. Hare Krishna. So the demigods offer praise to the Lord to help them against the demon Vṛtrāsura. Now, by his inconceivable, and now this is part of the praise, by his inconceivable internal potency, the Supreme Personality of Godhead expands into various transcendental bodies as Vamandev, the incarnation of strength among the demigods, Parshuram, the incarnation among saints, Narsimadev and Vara, incarnation among animals, and Matsya and Kurma, incarnation among aquatic. So Krishna can come in any body, as any type of body, as any type of person, in any ashram. He accepts various transcendental bodies among all types of living entities. And among human beings, he especially appears as Lord Krishna and Lord Ram. By his causeless mercy, he protects the demigods who are always harassed by the demons. I think it's like that in our internal, because we have the demon and the divine inside us. There's always conflict going on between the divine and the demon inside. The demon is saying one thing, do this. Divine saying, no, that's not a good idea. Don't do this, it's going to make trouble. So like that, there's always conflict going through our minds as well. The demonic side wants to do one thing, and our divine side wants to do something else, and they're always fighting for supremacy, right? So, who wins? The one who, you are interested in. You have to use intelligence. So it's like that. So he is the supreme worshipful deity of all living entity. He is the supreme cause represented as the male and female creative energies. Although different from this universe, he exists in the universal form of Virat Roop. In a fearful condition, let us take shelter of him, for we are sure that the Supreme Lord, in our fearful condition, will give us protection. So this is for all of us. Demigod is saying that when you surrender to the Lord, he always gives you protection when you ask him in a surrendered mood. So in this verse, the Supreme Personality Godhead Vishnu is ascertained to be the original cause of creation. All the Prakriti, that's the material energy, and the Purusha, we are small Purushas, the living entities, superficially appear to be the causes of the material manifestations. Both are emanations of different energies of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is the cause of Prakriti and Purusha. He is the original cause, Sarva Karanam. Let's pray. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukram Koti Vachalam. Pangum Nanyate Grim Tam Nande. Shri Guru Din Taranam Paramnanda Madhavam. Shri Chaitanya Ishram. Hari Om Tassat. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narotamam. Devim Saraswati Vyasam. Tato Jayamaduriyat. Nashta Presha Abdureshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nestikhi. Hare Krishna. So Shri Shukadeva Goswami said, my dear king, when all the demigods offered him their praise, the Supreme Personality Godhead, Lord Hari, carrying his weapons, the conch shell, disc and club, appeared first within their hearts and then before them. This is how the Lord normally appears. He appears in the heart and then he will appear in front of you, just like with the Dhruv Maharaj. Surrounding and serving the Supreme Personality Godhead, Narayan, were 16 personal attendants, decorated with ornaments and appearing exactly like him, but without the mark of Shri Vatsa and the Kaustubha jewel. So that's the only difference between Lord Narayan and his associates, although they look all like him. O king, when all the demigods saw the Supreme Lord in that posture, smiling with eyes like the petals of lotuses grown in autumn, they were overwhelmed with happiness and immediately fell down like rods, offering downwards. Then they slowly rose and pleased the Lord by offering him praise. So in Vaikuntha Lok, the Supreme Personality Godhead has 4 hands and decorations like the Sri Vatsa mark on his chest and the gem known as Kaustubha. These are special indications of the Supreme Personality Godhead. The Lord's personal attendants and other devotees in Vaikuntha have the same features as the Lord, except for the Shivatsa mark and the Kaustubha gem. Otherwise, you won't tell the difference. You think, it's always Krishna, but he's his associate, so he has that slight difference. So we can distinguish between the Lord and his associates. Now the demigod said, O Supreme Personality Godhead, you are competent to give the results of sacrifice, and you are also the time factor that destroys all such results is due in course. You are the one who releases the chakra to kill the demons. O Lord, who possess many varieties of names, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you. O Supreme Controller, you control the 3 destinations, promotion to the heavenly planets, birth as a human being, and condemnation in hell. So that's the 3 lok, 3 destinations, the heavens, the earth, earthly planets, and the lower hellish planets. Yet your supreme abode is Vaikuntha Dham. Since we appeared after you created this cosmic manifestation, your activities are impossible for us to understand. We therefore have nothing to offer you but our humble obeisances. Because everything we have is given by the Lord. What did we bring with us? Nothing. So we have nothing to give to the Lord. The Lord has nothing to take from us apart from our surrender and our love for him. That's all we can give him. Otherwise, everything material was already here when we came. What can we give him? We just give him back what he has already given us. Nothing belongs to us. And when we leave, we will not take anything because it doesn't belong to us. It will be left here. We don't even take this body because that doesn't belong to us. So an inexperienced man generally does not know what to beg from the Supreme Personality Godhead. Everyone is under the jurisdiction of the created material world. And no one knows what benediction to ask when praying to the Supreme Lord. People generally pray to be promoted to the heavenly planets because they have no information of Vaikuntha Lok. We had no idea. We only know about Swarglok as far as that's the furthest destination. I'll admit that we've heard of before coming to Krishna consciousness. But when we come to Krishna consciousness, we find that they are spiritual worlds. The destination we've been talking about are material worlds. But there are spiritual worlds like the Vaikuntha Lok planets. And the highest Vaikuntha Lok planet is the Goloka Vrindavan. O Supreme Personality Godhead, O Narayan, O Vasudev, original person, O most exalted person, supreme experience, welfare personified, O supreme benediction, supremely merciful and changeless. So you can see that demigods really need Krishna at the moment. They're coming out over these, all these words to satisfy the Lord. O sport of the cosmic manifestation, sole proprietor of all planet system, master of everything, and husband of the god of fortune, your lordship is realized by the topmost sannyasis who wander about the world to preach Krishna consciousness, fully absorbed in samadhi through bhakti yoga. Because their minds are concentrated upon you, they can receive the conception of your personality in their fully purified hearts. When the darkness in their hearts is completely eradicated and you are revealed to them, the transcendental bliss they enjoy is the transcendental form of your lordship. No one but such persons can realize you. Therefore, we simply offer you our respectful obeisances. So they need the Lord to really protect them, to help them at the moment. The demigods also showing their knowledge of the Lord, how they know him well in that way, that what Krishna is and how great he is and exalted he is. But when they take actions, wrong action, they forget God at that time. Even the demigods forget, and they take situations in their own hands. That they take action sometimes through emotion, as just like the human beings. They take action and then they later regret what they have done. The Supreme Personality Godhead has numerous transcendental names pertaining to different grades of revelation, to various grades of devotees and transcendentalists. When he's realized in his impersonal form, he's called the Supreme Brahman. When realized as the Paramatma, he's called Antaryami. And when he expands himself in different forms of material creation, he's called Shirodaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Karanadaksha Vishnu. When he's realized as Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anirudh, the Chaturvyuha, who are beyond the three forms of Vishnu, he is the Vaikuntha Narayan. Above realization of Narayan is realization of Baladev, and above that is realization of Krishna. All these realizations are possible when one engages fully in devotional service. The covered core of one's heart is then completely open to receive an understanding of the Supreme Personality Godhead in his various forms. So it's very, very sophisticated structure that Krishna builds to run the universes, to run the various planets. He has so many aspects. There'll be the soul of the universe. There'll be the soul of the living entities. Yeah, like that. He's in every atom, everything controlled. There's nothing is independent of Krishna. Every atom has Krishna inside them. So anything that happens, happened because Krishna wanted it to happen. He allowed it to happen for whatever reason it happened. So we should not feel victimized or that why did this thing happen to me? Or this shouldn't have happened. I'm such a nice person. Why did it happen? Well, everybody thinks they're a nice person, but it could be from this life or previous life, whatever reason, or sometimes just to Krishna helps us to understand who we are, where we stand, because we might have a very high opinion of ourselves, but then Krishna puts us into situations to understand. And then you say, yeah, I'm not really high as I thought, because I've just done this blunder, which I shouldn't have, because I'm supposed to be, more advanced than that, but I'm doing things that mundane people would do. So Krishna sometimes puts us into situations that we later regret for doing, but at the same time, we understand, our real position. Although we might think we're up here, but then we realize our real position is right here. And we got to remember that Krishna is like the sunshine. Sunshine is never gives darkness, right? Sunshine never gives darkness. Krishna is sunshine. He is the sun, bright as the sun. He never gives darkness. So anything wrong happens, that is either a lesson or our reaction or something. We have to accept it. That's the way it is. Because Krishna he does not do anything wrong to anyone on purpose. Whatever we have to take responsibility for that. And when we think like that Krishna only spreads sun, light, he does not give darkness, then we accept things that Krishna is arranging this, is arrangement for my benefit, because he doesn't do anything wrong. He only spreads sunshine, not darkness. Oh Lord, you need no support, and although you have no material body, you do not need cooperation from us. Since you are the cause of the cosmic manifestation and you supply its material ingredients without being transformed, you create, maintain, and highlight this cosmic manifestation by yourself. Nevertheless, although you appear engaged in material activities, you are transcendental to all material qualities. Consequently, these transcendental activities of yours are extremely difficult to understand. The Brahma Smriti says, Goloka eva nivasati ikhalatam bhuta. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is always situated in Goloka Vrindavan. It is also said, Vrindavanam pritajya padam ekam na gachati. Krishna never goes even a step from Vrindavan. He always stays in Goloka Vrindavan. Nevertheless, although Krishna is situated in his own abode, Goloka Vrindavan, he is simultaneously all-pervading and is therefore present everywhere. He doesn't have to personally come out. His energies expand, just like the sun and the sunshine. The sun doesn't have to come, just sends his sunshine out. This is very difficult for a conditioned soul to understand, but devotees can understand how Krishna, without undergoing any changes, can simultaneously be in his abode and be all pervasive. So he's everywhere through his energy. The demigods are understood to be various limbs of the Supreme Lord's body. All the Supreme Lord has no material body and does not need anyone's help. He's spread everywhere. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. So he's everywhere, all over the universe and all the universes. So these are our inquiries. The ordinary conditioned soul is subject to the material laws, and he thus receives the fruits of his actions. Does your lordship, like an ordinary human being, exist within this material world in a body produced by the material modes? Do you enjoy or suffer the good or bad results of actions, just like we do, under the influence of time, past work, and so forth? Or, on the contrary, are you present here only as a neutral witness who is self-sufficient, free from all material desires, and always full of spiritual potency? We certainly cannot understand your actual position. So in Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says that he descends to this material world for two purposes, namely, Vṛtrānayam sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam, to relieve the devotees and kill demons or non-devotees. These two kinds of actions are the same for the absolute truth. So when the Lord comes to punish the demons, he bestows his favor upon them. So this is what I'm saying, that Krishna cannot do anything wrong because he is the sun, and sun can only give light, not darkness. So when he punishes the demons, he bestows his favor upon them. And similarly, when he delivers his devotees and gives them relief, he also bestows his favor upon them. So there is no difference. He's killing you or saving you. There is no difference. That's Krishna's favor to you. Thus the Lord bestows his favor equally upon the conditioned souls. When a conditioned soul gives relief to others, he acts piously. So in our case, when we give relief to others, we act piously. And when we give trouble to others, we act impiously. But in the case of the Lord, it's always pious, it's always mercy. But the Lord is neither pious nor impious. He's always full in his spiritual potency, by which he shows equal mercy to the punishable and the protectable. The Lord is apapa vidam. He is never contaminated by the reactions of so-called sinful activities. When Krishna was present on this earth, he killed many inimical non-devotees, but they all received sarupya. In other words, they returned to their original spiritual bodies. One who does not know the Lord's position says that God is unkind to him, but merciful to others, right? That is or what we always think, that why is everybody else getting so much mercy? I'm not getting anything. I'm such a great person. I'm good with everyone, and I'm so kind-hearted. I do so much donation. Why is Krishna not looking after me? But Krishna says he's equal to everyone. We just get what we deserve. Whatever our situation is, it's because we have to take responsibility for that. One who doesn't know the Lord's position says that God is unkind to him but merciful to others. Actually, the Lord says in Bhagavad-Gita, Samoham sarvabhateshu name diveshu stina priha. I'm equal to everyone. No one is my enemy and no one is my friend. So he's not doing any special favors. But he also says, Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mai tu teshu chapi aham. If one becomes my devotee and fully surrenders onto me, I give him special attention. It's natural, that because if you touch Krishna's heart, naturally he'll give you special attention. Otherwise, he's equal to everyone. Well, if you touch his heart, then he's bound to. He's helpless. You have bought him. There's nothing he can do. He's not in control. You have taken control of him, so you can't blame him for that. The sun can only give light, no darkness. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, all contradictions can be reconciled in you. O Lord, since you are the Supreme Person, the reservoir of unlimited spiritual qualities, the Supreme Controller, your unlimited glories are inconceivable to the conditioned souls. Many modern theologians argue about right and wrong without knowing what is actually right. Their arguments are always false and the judgments inconclusive because they have no authorized evidence with which to gain knowledge of you. So it's blind leading the blind. Now, none of them really know the true answer, and they just, oh no, whoever can speak with more conviction seems to be the one who knows, has more knowledge. But none of them have the knowledge by their mundane senses. Because their minds are agitated by scriptures containing false conclusions, they are unable to understand the truth concerning you. Furthermore, because of polluted eagerness to arrive at the right conclusion, their theories are incapable of revealing you, who are transcendental to their material conceptions. You are one without a second, and therefore in you, contradictions like doing and not doing, happiness, distress are not contradictory. Your potency is so great that it can do and undo anything as you like. With the help of that potency, you can do everything by the influence of your energy. So Srila Prabhupada explains that Supreme Personality of Godhead, being self-sufficient, is full of transcendental bliss. He is Atmaram. He enjoys bliss in two ways: when he appears happy and when he appears distressed. Distinctions and contradictions are impossible in him because only from him they emanated. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is a reservoir of all knowledge, all potency, all strength, opulence, and influence. There is no limit to his powers, since he is full in all transcendental attributes. Nothing abominable from the material world can exist in him. He is transcendental and spiritual, and therefore conceptions of material happiness and distress do not apply to him. So he is nirgun. It is not affected by the three modes or happiness or dualities of the world. We should not be astonished to find contradictions in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, there are no contradictions. That is the meaning of his being supreme, because he's all powerful. He's above all these contradictions. He is not subject to the conditioned soul's arguments regarding existence or non-existence. He is pleased to protect his devotees by killing their enemies. He enjoys both the killing and the protecting. Such freedom from duality applies not only to the Lord, but also to his devotees. So in Vrindavan, the damsels of Brajbhumi enjoy transcendental bliss in the company of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And they feel the same transcendental bliss in separation from when Krishna and Balaram leave Vrindavan for Mathura. There is no question of material pains or pleasures for either Supreme Personality of Godhead or his pure devotees. Although they are sometimes superficially said to be distressed or happy, one who is Atmaram is blissful in both ways. So there's love for Krishna and there's love in separation. There's still love there. There's love when he's there. I mean, there's love in separation when he's not there. Non-devotees cannot understand the contradictions present in the Supreme Lord or his devotees. Therefore, in Bhagavad-Gita, the Lord says, Bhaktyamam abhijanati, the transcendental pastimes can be understood through devotion service. To non-devotees, they are inconceivable. Achintya kalu ye bhavna tams tarkena yajit. The Supreme Lord and his form, name, pastimes, and paraphernalia are inconceivable to non-devotees. And one should not try to understand such reality simply by logical arguments. They will not bring one to the right conclusion about the absolute truth. So whatever Krishna has given you about himself, only those things you will understand. If we try to understand by our own senses, we can never understand it. And it's waste of time and energy trying to understand Krishna. So thank you all so much for joining. Hina Mataji, Jai Prabhu, Madhav Shamsundar Prabhu, Parveen Mataji, Pundikaksh Prabhu, Surashya Mataji, welcome back. And I know Achita Prabhu was there earlier, and so nice to have him. Welcome to him as well. Okay, so see what everyone thinks. We'll start with Surashya Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Nice to be back and nice to have me. And very nice class today about mostly these descriptions about the Lord and the devotees. Devotees, they always have faith in Krishna. That's the difference between the devotees and the demons. The devotees have the faith in Krishna, and when they are in problem, they always surrender, and they know they offer prayers to Krishna, and the prayers are very powerful, and Krishna gets pleased with the prayers, and the prayers are is not benefit Krishna, it's the benefit for the devotees, the prayers, because they get the reward. And devotees always surrender to Krishna. So when they're in problem, that we should that teaches that we should surrender as well. And the demons, they never surrender. They got false ego, and they thought they don't need protection from anybody. They're very powerful. So they never approach Krishna. That's why Krishna never helped them, because Krishna is equal to everyone. He can help the demons as well if they surrender to him or pray to him, but they never. So they said Krishna is not partial, is equal to everybody. So, but whoever surrender to Krishna, he will help. That's why he said in the Sarvdharman Pasejak Mamek Sarmraja that we just said surrender is do what Krishna says and do favorably what pleases Krishna. So and Krishna is very happy, and he always happy when the devotees pray. He always get very happy, and then he reward them, and he always help them, always help them. And so that teaches us a lesson that we must surrender to Krishna, and when we are in problem, we should pray to Krishna, and he will help us. But prayer is not only prayer; it is prayer. Most important is faith. Without the faith, the prayer doesn't work. We just go and say prayer. But a lot of people that pray for like material benefit. We shouldn't pray for material, but we should pray for to Krishna to give you spiritual um, life, and then we can do devotional service, and we can go back to Godhead. And that's why Krishna gave us chance. That's why we are born. We are not born here to enjoy ourselves. We are given a chance here to go back to Godhead and pray to Krishna. And if you get association of devotees, that's how you're gonna get devotional service. You learn so much with them, because you can't do it on your own. So it's very important to have association. And when the demigods they don't go themselves. They always in association. All together they go. Not one this guy and pray to Krishna. All of them they got unity. They go to Krishna and pray, and then Krishna get very pleased. So we should pray every day, and there's so many nice verses praised by the devotees in Bhagavatam. We can learn some of the prayers and pray to Krishna, and we'll get the same effect. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yes, this side taking victory out of the jaws of defeat. That's the usual saying. But with the demigods, sometimes they take in defeat at the jaws of victory, because they have everything on their side. They have Krishna, they have Brahma, they have Dharma. Everything is on their side, and yet sometimes they get defeated, and then they have to ask for protection, because somehow they manage to lose everything despite everything being in their favor. But then Krishna understands, he's the Lord, he's the Father. He understands the children sometimes make mistakes. He tries to protect them. And Krishna, when there is no one available to be Indra, when there's no one available to be Brahma, Krishna becomes himself. Sometimes, there's no living entity up to that standard, then Krishna will take that position himself. So he knows that it is a very difficult job. There's a lot of enticement, and there's a lot of bewilderment. It's easy to go astray in such high exalted positions. Even the demigods, they have so much authority, and they have so much responsibility, and over the universes. They have so much opulence that sometimes they get carried away. Krishna understands, and he's on standby, because he knows that they're going to do. Eventually something will go wrong. Either Brahmaji will sort it out. If he can't do it, then Krishna will have to intervene and put balance in place, because the demigod, the demons, even though they might become superior, but they just cause havoc in the universe. So it's important that the ones who are pious, who are following dharma, are ruling, not the unpious. It's like, imagine a country run by a dictator. They just rob the country of everything like that. When they suppress the people. So we can't have that. But sometimes things go wrong, and then Krishna puts things into perspective, into place. Thank you. Pundit,
And Krishna comes in different forms according to the different situations. That's why we so many avatars we have. He comes when what a situation the devotees want Krishna. So he comes like he came Prahlad Maharaj, he came Narsingh Deva, and then Vara he went to bring the earth from. So he takes different forms. It's not only Krishna, but so many different forms. So marvelous. Hare Krishna.
yeah, Krishna has a key to open all locks. Any kind of lock, any kind of situation, he has the solution for that, and he will. He has so much to. He has an unlimited supply of things, of incarnations. That we only know about certain incarnations because that's the only information that Krishna has given us. In our in our universe, Srimad Bhagavatam comes in 18,000 verses. There are other universes, the Bhagavatam is like 100,000 verses. There's a lot more information. There are a lot more incarnations that we have no idea of. Like unlimited. There might be universes where Srimad Bhagavatam comes in million verses. I mean, we are million verses. We will never be able to read them in our lifetime. It's like that. So Srimad Bhagavatam comes, his incarnations are mentioned, the Srimad Bhagavatams, in a lot more detail and in a bigger number. Yeah, so Krishna has information or has a solution for every problem. Thank you, Antaji. Pundikakshu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna devotees. Happy to see Sarveshwar Mataji. Bye. Prabhuji, I'm very sorry, I was not focused today, but in the beginning I had a little bit, and then again now when Mataji and you are discussing. So just on that point only, I just want to share, like as Krishna says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Service Sachitananda Vigraha. Sorry. I mean, Krishna is the source of all incarnations. So in Bhagavatam, after telling all the incarnations, then the conclusion verse says, he is the source of all the other incarnations. And as Mataji was saying, Krishna comes according to time and situation. So I heard this from one of the devotees that when Lord Krishna came as Haigriva, because that time it requires somebody who can actually listen even to the lowest sounds, and horse has that power which can listen to very lowest sound as well. And again, when Lord Varaha came, only that form can actually have that power to smell anything which is kept in a very deep place as well. So when Varaha Avatar came to lift the earth, which was put in a very deep ocean, but only the Varaha can actually have the power of smell to things, and like earth smell, she can smell. So that's all, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So yeah, I mean, if Krishna wants, he can just lift with his eyes. Krishna can do anything with any part of his body. He could just lift the earth out with his eyes. But where would be the fun in that? That's that would be like too simple. He has to do things that are special, right? And that touch everyone's heart. The heart of his devotees. Has to do something. Incarnation. He'll do it specially for his devotees. He's going to send this incarnation. He's going to send Nrsimhadev to protect Prahlad. Why not? It's not that, his father had a heart attack and he died in his sleep or something. That'd be too easy. Nrsimha will come and kill him, right?
No.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hina Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. Oh, glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for the verse, the chapter. Very, very interesting. We've got like a situation where the demigods and Indra, they're struggling to fight against Vṛtrāsura. And yeah, it's interesting how these are very powerful entities, but even they have, at this point, they have no option but to seek the shelter of the Lord. It's instructive for us, and even in their position where they've had to turn to Him. And for us as well, in general, you know, there's no other shelter. Krishna is our only true shelter. And whether we're faced with major difficulties, you know, normally when people are faced with major difficulties or they fear death, as in this circumstance with the demigods, they're turning to the Lord. And it's usually at that point, you know, when bad things happen or they, you know, they've got no option almost. And that's what we're seeing here in this situation. But really, you know, we should be turning to the Lord at all times in our life, whether times are good or times are bad. You know, we should be keeping him central regardless. You know, he's always there for us, and no one in this world, no one in this material world can provide that level of shelter, including the demigods. Because even in this chapter, as we're seeing, they themselves are turning to the Lord. So they themselves don't have the power to fight Vṛtrāsura, and so it's very instructive. So, and also I think you made a point, which is quite nice, Prabhuji, about, you know, demons. And I was just thinking at the beginning, and I was just thinking about how in this age, the demons in this age exist within ourselves, whereas in previous ages they were external, as in this scenario, in this story, and this lila. So yeah, I was just kind of thinking about that too, and how we've got even more reason to almost turn to the Lord when we've got the demons inside of us. So yeah, you know, we're nothing really without that shelter, without that help. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes, the demons inside us, the demons of doubts, the demons of material desires, you know, the cheating propensities like that. You know, there's so many demons inside us which have to be checked. And the more we purify ourselves by association of Lord Krishna, the more we can suppress these demons. Thank you, Mataji. Praveen Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the nice verses. And I don't know where to start because there's so many messages talking about the incarnations, about Krishna, you know, being source of everything. So in Bhagavad-Gita 10.8 is Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mata Sarvam Pravartate. So everything, I'm the source of all the material and spiritual world, everything emanates from me. So then we read Sarv Karan Karanam, so Krishna is the cause of all causes. And then we're doing Chaitanya Charitamrita, so to Nitai Prabhu, he gave a summary and then he explained the difference between the incarnation and expansion. I didn't know the difference. The incarnation, like he said, is doesn't have the full potency. So we can see, like Pundrikaksh Prabhu was saying, you know, the certain incarnations, so they specialize like the smelling power. So whatever job they had to do, so they came. So I didn't know that, you know, difference in incarnation. And so Krishna, again, emphasis is on devotional service. Krishna is clearly saying, Bhaktavam Abhijanati, so one who renders devotional service to me. I'm always, you know, pay special attention to him. So we should know what is our aim. And like people, you know, like I went to temple, this is going back a few years now, this one of the dads, you know, asked me, oh, what did you ask? You know, because I was new to Krishna consciousness, but even then it hurt me, you know. So the teaching, you know, what did you ask the Lord? So we don't have to ask anything. So I really wanted to say, no, you just have to love the Lord. You know, you don't just come to ask things. So people just ask for temporary things. So I can't remember which class I was listening at this. So we just have to ask the Lord himself rather than asking. And then people say, I want to see the Lord, but no, we have to work so that Krishna wants to see us. So really nice, powerful points. So we need to act. I need to act on those and do nice service and serve Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Very nice class. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. At least these pastimes teach us that we should always turn to the Lord for protection, because he's our parent, he's our guardian, he's our protector. So that's one of the limbs of surrender, that we or two limbs. One, we think that he's a protector. Secondly, we think he's a parent and guardian, that he will maintain us like that. That these things should always be there. That we avoid. We do favorable things that are good for our bhakti. We avoid unfavorable things. We think of Krishna as a protector. We think of him as a parent and guardian. We have humility, and we fully surrender to Krishna. Like,
yeah, that's what I missed, fully surrender. So even Arjuna, when he surrendered, Karpanya doshavat sobhava. So he said, I'm your disciple, tell me what's right for me. So we have to surrender. And that's a very important step, yeah. Hare Krishna Bhakti.
thank you so much. Radharani?
Hare Krishna, everyone. Yes, we have to just remember that whatever is happening to us is all due to what we asked for. We must have prayed for all this in envious way, in prayerful way, or we wanted to enjoy ourselves with some things, or we had some desires in our past life. So that is all happening to us now. So we have to surrender to Lord, nothing else. Lord is only giving us what we asked for. And for now, we can do what we are learning from these Leelas. So if Krishna hadn't come in various expansions, various incarnations, how would we have all these beautiful Leelas to hear from? We wouldn't have nothing to hear about Lord. So we can just do our best in our given circumstances. This is what I've learned today. And whatever is happening to us, we have to accept it. And that is surrender. People just always think, I'm surrendering to Lord, I'm surrendering. What are you surrendering when you're complaining? God, why is this happening to me? Why that is happening to me? So I have to remind myself and in turn share with all of you that this is what I have learned. Whatever is happening to me, I have to accept it. That is surrender. Nothing else is surrender. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Okay, wonderful. Right, I think